I'm in the open court. I got no defenders around me, and I'm about to get an easy layup, and there's nothing they can do to stop me because they did this to themselves. These pathetic losers that build these pathetic and weak arguments, they do it all the time. And then people like me just come in with a couple of facts, monetize them, boost more subscribers, give Rippa more love over for Rippaverse, giving him more money, and we all win while they continue to lose because they build these ridiculous arguments. These ridiculous arguments about how, oh, they're just all about Black Lives Mattering and black voices and black businesses and black creators. That's the argument they build. And then it's real easy to expose them when they have a nuclear meltdown because a black man becomes successful with a black character. And he's getting more relevance than you, and you're upset about that, and then you build this stupid argument about Fox News. Oh, I can't be connected to him. I can't be connected to him because he's got Fox News reporting on him. If anything, any mention of Fox News means I can't be associated with that. Oh, really? Oh, really? Because I love to expose that type of hypocrisy and nonsense. But first, let's start. Young Rippa, Eric July, just launched the Rippaverse, and the Rippaverse has taken the world by storm. He is now around $2.3 million after just a few days into this launch. And everybody's covering it. It's blowing up. It's everywhere. And he has really inspired so many people. He has opened up so many people's eyes to the possibilities to not have to rely upon the old guard and the mainstream, and the comic industry is shaking in their boots right now because they have been failing the customers and failing the fans for years. And here you have a lifelong comic book fan walking into this equation, creating this entire universe, putting his own money up, and then seeing how many people are rallying around him. And you would think, for a person that builds an argument about how black voices are so important and black business owners are so important, yet he's having a meltdown on Instagram because Eric July is breaking records all over the place, and it's so funny. So this is a tweet right here. Rippa's responding, and the person he's responding to is not the person saying it, by the way. I want to make that clear. The person he's responding to is just letting Rippa know about it. So this is a screenshot, and right here it says, Eric July, you got some mad haters on IG feed, and it's wild. Nothing is worse than black creators hating on other black creators. I know your views don't match, but I still respect the fact that you keep it 100. It says, I know our views don't match, but I still respect the fact that you keep it 100 and monetize the haters. Can't wait for ISOM #1. So this hate is coming from a place called Black Sands Entertainment. Is that what it is? Black Sands Entertainment. And they're really upset because Rippa took a picture with Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, how many times have I talked about this? How many times have I talked about how I had opinions that people weren't even aware of until I got a following? And then suddenly, my opinions became dangerous. But I was asking these same people that would get upset, I'm like, then why didn't you talk about my opinions when nobody was watching me? Nobody knew my name. They're like, well, I didn't know about your opinions. So my opinions weren't dangerous. It's just the fact that too many people agree with my opinion now, so therefore my opinion is dangerous. So is it my opinion is dangerous, or is it that too many people agree with my opinion and that upsets you? Because if my opinion was dangerous, you would have been upset with my opinion when 12 people will watch my videos. So it's not really my opinion. It's the fact that too many people are upset about or too many people agree with me, and that upsets you. Well, this picture with Kyle Rittenhouse was taken months and months ago. Apparently it didn't hurt your feelings back then, but suddenly because Rippa is now succeeding with the Rippaverse, now we got to take the picture, and now we got to say we're offended by this picture because Rippa is moving into an area that you're in, and you don't like that he's getting the attention. But I thought you built the argument that you love black creators and they mean so much. Like right here, this is the Instagram post right here. Now, Black Sands Entertainment. Let's see what their bio says. Okay, so let's click on their bio right now. I don't know how Instagram works. I really don't. I don't spend much time on Instagram. Okay, so #1 black comic publisher in the nation. Woo-wee! That might be in some danger come soon. That might be why you're upset. I think we're starting to see what the problem is. You like that title of #1 black comic book publisher in the nation. I'm sure that title means a lot to you. It's almost like you don't believe in what you're saying. You just like being at the top of the food chain in that world. And Rippa seems to be threatening that, and that bothers you. Well, I can promise you it doesn't bother him that you're having success, but it seems to bother you that he's having his success. So here we have, I just want to rest my case here. Believe what you want. My crew is all black, and everyone I affiliate with is an ally to black causes. You guys really championing a dude that goes out of his way to champion Kyle publicly. So it's really obvious what's going on here now. The salt is starting to flow, and it's starting to flow big time. Also, just like our favorite meme, this meme right here, you know, opinions, I'm going to throw my opinions over, and then all of a sudden, people respond with opinions, and it's misogyny. It's misogyny. So right here, his conservative bots are starting to come to my page with their Fox News talking points. So funny. He posted this on Twitter. So he's not allowed to respond. He's not allowed to respond, but you're allowed to talk shit about him. Classic leftist behavior right there. Also, Rippa's not conservative. You would probably know that if you did any research whatsoever, but you're too busy seething right now. Now, he also makes these posts, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So obviously, the friend of my enemy is my enemy. I really don't see how this is hard. And then he says, sorry, but if Fox News, Stormfront, 4chan, and others support a man, I absolutely cannot. I want us to remember that line right there. I want us to remember that line right there. Sorry, but if Fox News and others support a man, I absolutely cannot. I just want us to remember that right there. Because whenever you build yourself into these situations, it's very, very, very easy to expose your nonsense. So this guy says if Fox News supports a man, he didn't even say this man. He said if Fox News supports a man, I absolutely cannot. I want us to remember that because we're going to talk about the next phase of this. That Black Sands Entertainment gets a $500,000 deal on Shark Tank. $500,000 deal on Shark Tank. That's cool. Congratulations. Rippa didn't need a $500,000 deal, but you clearly did, and that's okay. But what gets more interesting is Mark Cuban's involved in this. That's right. Mark Cuban's involved in this. Mark Cuban is a 30% owner in this. I think it's 30%. Right here it says whether to accept Hart and Cuban as 30% partners, but in the end, I think taking the money was really a no-brainer. The publicity from the show alone was worth the deal. Mark Cuban is a partner. The man who said, sorry, but if Fox News and others support a man, I absolutely cannot. Google Mark Cuban and Fox News, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Cuban, this was February 11th of 2022. That is a 30-minute video with Mark Cuban on Fox News. Here's Mark Cuban on the Hannity show. Here's another Mark Cuban on Hannity. Here's Tucker Carlson talking about him. Here's more Fox Business News. Mark Cuban from October 4th of 2021. More Hannity. So that's just the first page right there. So if Fox News supports a man, I absolutely cannot, is what this guy said, unless, of course, it's a white billionaire that wants to give you a bunch of money. And then suddenly that Fox News line really doesn't really apply anymore. So we're starting to understand what's going on. We're starting to understand all of the problems. Right here, he screenshotted it. We always said there's a lot of money in Sambo life. The Fox News article is exactly what I expected. People will still argue with me that this guy isn't exactly what he's been for the last few years. And he also said, was it here? No, I'm sorry. Right here. So he said, there was another one right here. Yeah. Last time I checked, those platforms prefer the annihilation and banishment of my race. The annihilation and banishment is what he says. So then why are you okay with Mark Cuban being on Fox News? I'm just curious about that. I'm just very, very curious why you're okay with Mark Cuban being on Fox News. Is it because the white man gave you the money and that was okay? Having the white billionaire's money, suddenly you don't have any standards anymore. And this is the problem with clowns like this, where they build these ridiculous scenarios. Anybody that projects that hard, you want to sit there and talk about how you are so, where was it at? There's so much shit here to keep up. So he said, right here, yeah. So my crew is black and everyone I affiliate with is an ally to black causes. Well, that's fine. Congrats on that. But then you talk about how you're upset that Rippa, a black man, is succeeding with a black character. And at the time of me recording this, $2.2 million and rising. 25,000 total purchases. This is a problem with these people, man. Anybody that builds a ridiculous, nonsensical argument about how you support an entire race and only that, and then someone like Rippa succeeds, but because he may have an opinion you don't like, or maybe you took a picture with someone you don't like, or maybe he said something you don't like, suddenly that cause goes out the window. Or someone that says, I absolutely cannot support a man. I cannot support a man. But Mark Cuban, that's okay. That's my whole point, man. Clowns, circus, let them be mad, let them scream, let them cry. The problem here is that this account right here, Black Sands Entertainment, I'm trying to go back to their profile. I really don't know how Instagram works. I guess I need to use this platform more often. But they brag about how they are this #1 black comic in the nation. And they're very upset that Rippa is about to take that title. Whereas Rippa says, I ain't got to be #1. I'm just doing my thing, and I hope I inspire others to do it. This guy is walking around with the crown claiming how he's #1. And that's what I've talked about many times. Like, we don't have ego in our little world. Our little side of the internet, we have no ego. Rippa making $2.2 million off of this campaign. I hope he makes 5. I hope he makes 10. I don't care. Well, I do care. I hope he continues to make more and more money because he's a good friend. He's a legitimately good person. And he's been a good friend to me. And all of his success, I welcome it. Just like when I see my friend Gary from Nerdrotic just crushing it. I'm happy for that. I'm happy with Ryan Kennel hits 150,000 subs. I'm happy to see Disparu blowing up. I'm happy to see Josiah Rises and Epic Mike crushing it with the Epic Verse. I'm happy with My Nerdy Homes crushing it, or X-Ray Girl, or Krista Nova, or anybody connected to me. I'm happy to see it, and I want to see more of it. Because we are working independently of each other, but we all have kind of the same mentality to just battle against the mainstream narrative and the Hollywood machine. And that's why we continue to thrive on our own while also supporting each other when the time comes, when we need each other's back. I've heard these clowns, saying, oh, Jeremy's now capitalizing off Rippa's success. Motherfucker, you haven't been watching Geeks and Gamers for the last 2 years when me and this dude were just sitting here playing Mario Kart to 20 fucking people on an unlisted video for our members of the website? No, because you don't know shit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But now suddenly, because he's raised the fucking bar so high, now you can't avoid it, and you see me and him talking to each other or promoting each other. Now suddenly you're like, Jeremy's trying to latch on his coattails. That's a clown that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But that's fine. Those clowns are going to exist. They're going to be there to eventually become customers, because that's what's going to happen when Rippa keeps taking over. But I'm seeing it from all sides, and that's part of it. We are built for this shit. We can handle it. And that's what's going to continue to happen, is the Rippaverse is going to continue to rise. And as he rises, so many of us are going to rise right behind him, and we're going to follow his lead because he has built an entire network of people that know him and trust him and understand who he is as a person. That's why he has the support he has, because his character has defined that. And a lot of people can learn from that. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Support the Rippaverse. Check out geeksgamers.com, and we will talk to you later.